Hey guys, Tanner the Planter here. I'm just cleaning up this Dieffenbachia for our 30 for 30 series, and I thought I'd show you some tips on pruning. A lot of times people don't prune their plants correctly and it can lead to some slower growth. So I thought I'd show you a couple of tricks as we're getting ready for this 30 for 30. So this is my Dieffenbachia amowina. This is actually a variety that was created by a friend of mine, Amowina Bryant. And it's a beautiful thing. You can see it's growing like crazy. And there's actually something that I wanted to talk about too before we get started into the pruning. This is all just dead growth, by the way. Don't undervalue the importance of buying quality. So when you buy a quality plant is going to have a lot more roots down here when you buy it. And you know, when you go to the store, you don't get to see what the roots look like usually before you buy the plant. You're only seeing what's up here, but growers are able to grow this up really well in their greenhouses without growing their roots very well. And so then you have a big imbalance of root to leaf ratio. And then when you get it home, it doesn't do nearly as well because it's not in a greenhouse environment anymore, and it's not getting fertilized the same way anymore. And then the plant can kind of suffer for a little bit while it acclimates and tries to build out enough roots to accommodate for all the leaves on top. So I can't stress enough, get a plant that is quality, because this plant is, believe it or not, it's only a few months old. I've only had it for a little while, and it has put on just a tremendous amount of growth. Let me bring it up closer to you. And I mean, I'm not gonna, pretend that this is solely due to my care, but it started out as one big stalk down here, and look at all that new growth, right? Just tons of suckers, and that's really the product of buying a quality plant right from the beginning. All right, so I'm going to show you some of the prunings. Now, first of all, your oldest leaves are always going to die off. Old leaves are always going to be located nearest the bottom. And actually, I'll just pull you guys right in here again so you can get a close-up of it. But your oldest leaves are always going to be located nearest the bottom. And I'm going to show you first what not to do. This is how a lot of people prune their plants. And I'm going to show you really quick. I'm going to make sure I can see what you guys are seeing. So a lot of times people will go to prune their plants and they'll prune off the leaf that's not doing well, right? They'll prune this part off and then they'll throw that away. But you see what that leaves is this big old naked stem. Well, this stem isn't going to reproduce anything more. And so basically you're forcing the plant to pump a lot of energy into the stem that's not going to do anything. So this is a big waste of energy right here. And plants, growing really nice, big, beautiful plants, is all about balancing the energy and energy distribution. So we would actually go all the way down to where it comes out of the main stem, just as far down as you can get in there without, disrupting anything, and making your cut down there. Should probably be doing the Dieffenbachia pruning with some gloves. A lot of the times if you get the juice on you, it can actually be really irritating to your skin. It's never irritated my skin, so I've never had a problem with it, but if you're not sure about it where you are, better to just wear the gloves. But yeah, you can always peel off all of your oldest leaves because, again, your oldest leaves always die off. But here's the trick that I wanted to share with you today, if I can find some good examples right here. And this may be a little bit difficult to show, but I'm going to do my best here. Get some more of these old leaves that are dying off anyway. And you'll know it's the oldest leaf, by the way, because you can see it coming out of the lowest part of the plant right here. So you follow all the way down. I know that this one isn't the lowest leaf because it's above this one right here, the oldest stem, rather. So anyway, that's how you can choose it. But what I wanted to show you guys is really about plants or leaves that are being shaded out by other plants. And so if your overall plant, or if there are leaves in the entire plant, like look at it, you can imagine sunlight coming down and hitting all of the leaves. So ideally, you would like every leaf on the plant to be gathering sunlight, right? And that's because they can gather the sunlight, and then that's going to help them make sugar to sustain. So if you don't have any leaves, if you have some leaves that are not getting sunlight, then there's no real need for them to be there, because that's causing the plant, that's forcing the plant to give energy to those leaves, to keep those leaves alive, but the leaves are not giving any energy in return. They're not gathering any energy in return. So it imbalances, it makes an energy imbalance and actually slows the growth of your plant. Bonsai people who practice bonsai know this really, really well. And so they're always pruning out branches that are getting shaded out. This is very common in like fruit trees and all other plants, but for some reason we don't practice it as much in the houseplant culture, and we definitely should, because there's a lot of opportunity for faster growth or better growth if we can get some of those plants that are being shaded out. Like for example, let me see if I can bring you in. I want to show you a little bit closer in the canopy. See, like this leaf right here. Let me see if I can peel back a couple of these leaves. You see this leaf right here? This is being shaded out by all the leaves on top of it. There's like 4 leaves on top of it. See, as you look down, this leaf right here is not getting any sunlight at all. So we can actually get in there and prune that baby out because it's not getting light anyway. So even if it's a healthy leaf, this is going to help the plant overall be healthier. See, perfectly healthy leaf. But it's going to help the plant overall be healthier because it's not having to feed a plant that's not giving any energy in return, okay? So every few months or so, you can go around your plant and see if any leaves are just completely being shaded out. Here's another one that's getting almost no sunlight at all. I'm going to try to bring you guys down so you can see these little guys down in here? Like they're not, like this guy right here, not getting any sunlight at all. So we can come in with our pruner. We can give it a little cut, because even though it's a nice, perfectly healthy leaf, not giving any energy in return. So in that way, you can restore the energy balance of your plant and actually result in some better growth. And then of course you can always trim off your big mamas. What I will say is if you're going through a pruning, I never recommend doing more than 33% of the plant at any one time. And of course your pruning is going to be best done in the spring or the summer months when your plant is most actively growing and it can recover from, you know, pruning and have the opportunity to put up a whole bunch of new leaves before the winter comes and growth kind of slows down. But that's a little pruning tip for you guys today. Have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. And get out those ones that are being completely shaded out.